welcome back my subscribers to another Sunday Speedpaint. More Animal Crossing. Get used to seeing a good chunk of this on my channel for the next couple of weeks because I am hyped for new horizons. I wanted to just kind of share with you guys a few things ranging from my experiences, what I'm looking forward to, and just the community in general. I suppose I could start off with the community in general because, boy howdy, have I seen a lot of stuff popping up from the animation memes to the speed paints to fact videos to a bunch of like people covering stuff from the PAX convention that's going on. I think it's PAX East, where they have a convention booth and they have the most amazing setup for the booth where they have like a little mini Animal Crossing little thing where they have a house and they have, I think it's like LED screenings of like river flows, and they have, of course, I think they have Tom Nook and KK Slider and Isabelle in big, full, adorable costumes, and I think they have like an exclusive pin if you go to the PAXCon on top of all of the t-shirts and other merchandise, which I just find amazing, because I can imagine from some of the snippets that I've seen from the trailer, there is going to be a lot more merchandise in like any local store that sells this, because it is well worth it. And some of the new features that they've added, I can see lots of backpacks being a thing now for like merchandise, to not only have that, but kind of like an extension from their app of Pocket Camp. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right, because it's been a while since I've played the game, because it was a nice little thing from the spin-offs, but I'm excited because it's been like almost 10 years since they've had like an official game, because they've had like Happy Home Designer, and they had, of course, like the New Leaf's upgraded version with the amiibos, which was amazing, but the first game that I got introduced to was actually the one that was on the GameCube. I can't remember if it was City Folk or if I'm remembering it wrong, but a friend of mine had it, and I have bittersweet feelings about this because that friend taunted me because I never got the game, I never played it, and I really wanted to so badly. And I just remember going over to their house and just seeing all of the villagers, and I was like, I want this game, but I never got it. But when I did get the 3DS and I got New Leaf, I fell in love with this game, because the first set of villagers that I had, I was in awe. And of course I had a couple of least favorite villagers that scared me by their design and personality. To start off with, some of the villagers that I had were Angie's, Apollo, Avery, Bam, Bunny, and Goldie. Now, these were some of my more favorited villagers, and then my least favorite villagers were Blair, Bree, Chester, Flip, and most of the frogs and penguins. Don't get me wrong, there's one frog design that I think is adorable. I think it's like a robot frog, but the rest of them scare me. And some of the designs in general, like Bree and Chester scares me because Chester is constantly smiling and has a mime kind of like face. I'm sure there's somebody out there who adores Chester, but Chester's just not one of my favorite characters. And some of the like all-time favorite moments that I had was Angie's. She's a Uchi character personality, which I had to look that up. I was like, what does that even mean? Kind of like a big sister type of character, one who's very protective and looks out for you. And I noticed this when I went into their house one time after getting stung by one of the wasps' nests, or bees' nests. Is she immediately was like, oh no, you need to fix your face. Here, take some medicine. Just very bluntly was like, fix your ugly face. And I love that because she's a rock and roll pig and her design is just amazing in general. And I just love that. Some of the things that I also love is the nicknames that some of the characters will give. I don't remember all of them, but because my character was Vixie for this, I had one with Dottie. The nickname was Sugar Bee, and I still have Dottie and Angie's in my village to this day, and I am trying my hardest not to have them leave, because I lost one of my favorite villagers, and it was one of my first villagers, and I've had them for a long time, and that was Cookie. Cookie is just amazing. I love the tiny subtle details, like you can see in my speed paint. Cookie has hearts in her eye shines, which is adorable. And Cookie in general, just having the sweet demeanor and the adorable design that she has, it's just, I love most of the dog designs, but Cookie takes #1 spot always. And if I get Cookie in New Horizons, I will never let Cookie go. Because I have a list of dream villagers that I would love to have again in my town, which is Cookie, Chief, Bam, Marshall, Kiki, Kyle, Lopez, Lucky, Portilla, Punchy, Rolf, Ruby, Shep, and Stitches. And so I don't list the entire cat, dog, wolf, and so on list. I do enjoy most of them, but there are some that I'm not a fan of, so I'm not falling into that stereotypical category where I just like all of the fuzzy characters, because there are some out there, like Marshall is a fuzzy squirrel, and I think Stitches is a bear, and of course Bam I think is a deer. Most of the characters that I like just kind of have this like unique style about them, and I love most of the sassy ones, the cranky ones for some reason, and the cute ones. Like, when I look back, I didn't realize just how much of the cranky villagers I had and the jock villagers I had, but I had a lot of them. But I enjoyed it because it made for some entertaining moments. I think Apollo was one of the other characters that I had a lot of, who I just kind of kept talking to, because Apollo was very motivational whenever I would talk to them. But I am enthralled with what could come from New Horizons, because if it's anything like my experience with New Leaf, I am going to enjoy it so much, because the one thing that I regret from New Leaf that I had done was when I did get the amiibo version, I was like, oh, I'd played it for about like 2 months. I decided, you know what, I want to reset my town. At the cost of losing some of my favorite villagers, which I did lose Apollo and Bam and Bunny, who were like my favorite villagers, and I realized that the time travel came at costs. Not only did it make me lose my favorite villagers, but it also made me have weeds and cockroaches, which was one of the scariest moments when I was walking into the house and I saw the expression of my character as I saw a cockroach run under my furniture, and I had to like move each and every single piece of my furniture to ensure that I didn't have those cockroaches. But I'm enjoying playing New Leaf to the very end, because I'm sure that when New Horizons come out, I probably won't be playing it as much, but I will have all of the memories, and I will be making a lot more videos, so there's going to be some more things that I want to talk about in those videos. So this isn't the first and this isn't the last video that I'm going to be making about some Animal Crossing stuff, so if you want to hear anything in specific, let me know. I might even do a little listing of a story time kind of thing of my experiences with some of these villagers. And if you're not already a part of the Subscribbler squad, put your paws to that subscribe button, turn on notifications for weekly content, and stay possum, and I'll see you next week. Bye!